Hey guys, just before the video starts, I just wanted to let you guys know that every time I went to speak, it cut Bearknuckle Honey's audio out for some reason. Don't know why. Zoom is crazy like that. So, just a little PSA right before the episode. Hope you enjoy. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Justin. I am your host of Next Album Please, and today we have Tony and Dolly of Bearknuckle Honey. How are you guys doing?
Good. Hey, what's up?
I was just telling Tony and Dolly that I'm super excited, and guys that are listening and watching on YouTube, you probably will see my nervousness kick in because this band has basically changed my whole outlook on music. And I was strictly, metal. I was strictly just kind of like one sided when it came to music. And your music and let's see who else, Bridge City Sinners, stuff like that. Those bands came in the picture and it just blew me away. And Americana and folk and all this stuff, it's coming back with a vengeance. It is, and I love it. I think you guys are just absolutely stunning. I just want to say your music's absolutely stunning. So
So much. Thank you so much.
uh,
The City Centers are amazing.
oh, amazing. Yes.
I mean, as far as like super groups go in the folk punk scene, man, who can beat Lightning Luke? He's just insane.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Oh, I think I have it.
Oh, sweet.
I in my closet, to tell you the truth.
Nice.
So, what's awesome is not only tonight I get to interview you guys, I also get to interview King Strange, which
No, hey, King Strange.
yes,
Hey.
I will. I definitely will. And
Oh my list.
there, he is a definite idol to me as well, and it's like to get to this point where I get to interview guys like yourself and King Strange and Bridge City and stuff like that. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so much. I can't believe we're like in the same conversation with the.
oh, are you kidding? You guys, I think I found your music through. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what the YouTube channel was called. Which one was that?
The camera.
Yes, Punk with the Camera.
Yeah.
That was it. And I think what really caught my eye was the fact that you are a father-daughter duo, and you never see that. So automatically unique and something completely different. And I think that's what I was like, whoa, okay, let me listen more. And then, I mean, your guys's style of like your vocal styles are like on opposite ends, but blend so well. And I think that's another reason why I was just like, okay, instantly, let's get the album in here. Like, I need to listen to everything. So it was great. Tony, when did you start playing?
I started playing. I mean, right around high school, like right before high school, I started playing bass, and I played bass for maybe like 2 years before I dropped it and played guitar.
Oh, nice.
I mostly was in punk bands and like I played in punk bands and metal bands. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the bands that I was in were those kinds of bands, but I always played an acoustic. I always had an acoustic with me. I was known for having a car guitar always. Like always had a grab it, yeah. I had this thing in every car that I rode in.
I don't know if it's gonna.
Hold on. You gotta twist it to the side. This thing was like epically.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know they can't see this on the podcast, but yeah, it's like a beat up old backpacker, and this thing traveled with me for like 6 years.
Very beat up.
That's amazing. So you're definitely a true artist at heart, like that it runs through you.
Yeah, I've always been into music. Music was like the one thing that I had in common with, I don't know, like my friends, Yeah, it was always like a cool safe spot.
Nice. Yes, and it is. It really is. It makes you humble. Music, no matter what type of music it is, it flows through us as humans. So I don't know. It's just natural. Music has always been natural to me, and basically kind of like a lifeline. Music is.
Big name. And like different like spots of my life, like different artists kind of define that era. Like like if you like listen, like I'll listen to like I don't know, like the band, and it'll make me, or like Leadbelly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll listen, and it'll remind me of like the 2 years right after Dolly was born, where I just couldn't not put that down. Yeah, it's like music is like the soundtrack to your life,
Yeah.
and it's different for like different, you know what I mean, episodes.
Yeah, and it definitely is. Whenever you have something, whether it be traumatic or exciting or anything happen in your life, you always remember, oh, I was listening to this album at that time, and it's incredible. So, Dolly, when did you get into music?
I got my first uke when I was in 4th grade, and I've been practicing that ever since, basically.
Nice. So is Dad your major inspiration of playing?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. And you know what? I'm a father myself, and you know, I would love for my daughter to pick up a guitar or anything like. She's not into music as hard as I am, so I was like, it's okay. But it's when you feel something definitely special whenever your child looks up to you and goes, I want to do that, you know, and
it was an absolute trip to me because it showed up. Like I always played guitar to her when she was a baby, and then maybe around like 3 or 4 she started singing back.
Mm-hmm.
And and then she would sing it in key, and I was like, oh, this could totally like, you know. So I never tried to like push it on her, but when she would do it, I would be like, God, freak out, and it would make her like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it seemed like it made you want to do it more.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you guys created something absolutely amazing, and it's a dual effort as well. It's not, you know, mostly Tony or mostly Dolly. It's you guys both came together with different instruments and singing styles and totally nailed it. So, how did you guys decide on Bearknuckle Honey as the name?
Go ahead.
We used to live at this venue, and they had poetry nights every month, I think. It's called Pond Water. They would have the poetry nights. And there was one lady who was reading her poems, and she just kind of said both of those words in different poems, and we thought those would be really cool together.
Nice. And that's awesome because every band name has a story behind it. So it's awesome that you guys were experiencing something other than music that drew that to you. So that's.
Bearknuckle Honey, we were Train 45.
Train 45? What was that one? What was the story behind that one?
Oh, actually got a cool story. So Dolly's mom's grandpa, he used to like, what is Puppo?
Can you cuss on here?
Can we cuss?
You
cool.
Sure can.
Puppo, right? Puppo used to tell a lot of stories, kind of, and he had like all these cool like old stories that he would repeat over and over again or whatever. And one of his stories was he had like either his like uncle or his like cousin or something had like a bunch of boys. Like he had like 8 boys, and their names were Shit, Piss, Rock, Sausage, and Train 45. And he was like, that's not what their actual names were. Their name was like, and when he would say the names, he would like be like, it was Broody Deuce, Winnie Deuce, and Matey and Doof. You know, he was really fast. Like it would like, oh, it was Wadey and Bruce, Skady and Doof, and you know what I mean? But their nicknames were Shit, Piss, Rock, Sausage, and Train 45. And I was like, Train 45? That's a fucking band name waiting to happen.
Right?
So then when Bearknuckle Honey came about, I started a band called Train 45 with her grandpa.
Oh, nice. And
yeah.
Is any of that material up online or anything like that?
It's not. We only 3 or 4 shows, and
couple things on YouTube, maybe.
I think there's like a couple of covers on YouTube, maybe.
Oh, definitely. I'll check it out.
But no originals. Like we only had like 2 or 3 originals, but we never even recorded them. And this was actually like we started playing shows right around the time COVID hit, right? When was the Roadkill?
Before that, because you guys played a couple of shows.
Yeah.
The Roadkill was in February.
The Roadkill was in February?
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Yeah, that was our last show.
Yeah, with COVID to shutting everything down, everybody is itching like to play like live, and
I can't even like it sucks. The world fucking sucks.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Go away. It's so dumb. It's like,
and hopefully things get better and stuff. It's just like I said, I've said this in many podcasts. If we all treated each other like human beings, things would go so much smoother in life, and everybody would. So,
1,000%.
Yeah. So, for the people that have never heard your guys' music, if they're just barely finding out about you guys right now, how would you describe your guys' music?
I would say like we're wholesome folk punk. You know what I mean? We're like, it's like, I don't know,
like the regular lyrics to folk punk about hating society and all that stuff, but like happy and cartoony kind of.
Yeah, we're like anti-capitalist.
That's perfect. The way you explained that, Dolly, that is actually perfect. Wow. Okay, I didn't even think of it that way. It's whimsical almost.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So when you guys create things, what's your guys' creative process like?
Oh man, chaotic as fuck. So like, basically, like one of us will come with something, either whether it be a riff or like a line, and then we'll be like, and then we'll just work it from there, and then like. I'll be like, what about this? And then she'll be like, what about this? And I'll be like, that sounds better than mine. Or, like, what about this? She'll be like, you can do way better than that. And I'll be like, what's wrong?
And when it comes from your own daughter too, like you can do better than that. You're like, oh, okay.
Both brutal with each other sometimes. So I'll be like, the other day it was, can I tell you?
Which one?
The mule. So like I have
it that way.
And I know you did it, but like honestly, just because you said it, I know that was gonna be everybody's reaction. So like, I haven't written a song in a long time, and like I've been having like I don't know trouble writing, and like I woke up real early the other day, and I wrote something, and I was like, oh, I was real proud of it, And then, like the first line of the song, it's an ode to a King Daddy poem. That's the line in the poem was, grind the coffee, get behind the mule. And then I changed it to grind the coffee, push, or what was it? Yeah, it was push the mule. Grind the coffee, push the mule. And then I sang the rest of the song. And I was like, you know what I mean? And I was kind of proud of myself. And then Doll was like, real quiet. And I even went and woke her up too. The first thing out of her mouth, we don't have a mule. And I was like, and scrap.
It's out of there.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry. I know that somebody else is gonna say it would have hurt so much more had it come from like you know what I mean? One of the bands that I love. It's like, you have a mule?
You're like, oh man, we have to go find a mule now.
Well, see, call my cousin Mule. We have a dog. We can call him Mule.
But see, that's awesome though that you guys have that camaraderie about you, that where you can laugh about it, like, oh, that's not going to work, and then laugh about it. So
yeah, everything as a band it's like a total band. Everything is like a 50-50. Every decision like is like, oh, like, do you want to do this show or do you want to do this? And then she like, yeah, it's all 50-50. Like there's no.
That's awesome. And that's how most, every band that is successful, that's how it has to work. Is 50-50. That actually brings up an interesting question, Dolly. When playing live, how was your like? I don't know how old you were when you first started playing live. How was your first time though?
Um, was Long Shot Rest the
Long
first show?
Shot Rest was the first show we ever played. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt stupid the whole time, honestly. It was like my first show, and I felt like I was messing up a lot.
You're like,
and plus, we were playing with Long Shot, like a band that I really idolize a bunch. And so I was like, oh, they're watching. I'm failing, probably.
I'm failing, probably.
Welcome to musician life. So, but that's awesome that you were able to like fight fears and stuff, because a lot of people get up on stage and they freeze or they just can't even commit to the show itself. And you're at a young age, you've totally shattered the expectations of an artist. You've already nailed it. So, your guys' direction when you first became a band, was it going one way and you guys kind of evolved to another, or did you already know that you just wanted to be carefree and just make good music?
We did not know anything about anything. Like what happened was, we had been listening to folk punk for like 7 or 8 months, and then we fucking worked the courage to, and like at this point we had already been playing music together for years and years, you know what I mean, just being dad and daughter, that before Bearknuckle Honey was ever even like a thought. Mm-hmm. And we went to a folk punk show it was a free folk punk show at a park, and then we never went home. Like, wow. This happened. And like while we were there, I ended up picking up it was Ludlow and the Spudbugs and Moon Pillow and Chloe Defector. And we didn't know who Ludlow was. So the whole time I was just talking with Curbs and just like shooting the shit. Had no idea who they were. And then Spudbugs played and we left because that was like the band that we knew. So after the Spudbugs played, we're like, all right, well, alrighty, yo. And then we totally missed Ludlow. Like,
I know, you should go back in time and be like, can I please see that show again?
At that show, we ended up picking up an instrument and playing a song, and then Katie from the Spudbugs was like, "Whoa, that was awesome! Like, would you guys be interested in opening up for us or playing a show?" And we were like, "What the hell? Like, are you serious? Yeah." And that lit a fire under us. We started covering songs, and then before you know, we started writing songs, and then it all happened kind of fast.
Yeah, you guys really did. At least with the album, it was extremely fast. It was like views on YouTube were skyrocketing, because when I first saw it, you had maybe like 50,000 views on. Oh my goodness, which song was it? I have it right here, I think.
But I think it was less. I think it was like 5,000.
Yeah, it may have been less for Sky Village.
Yeah, Sky Village. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it just blew up, and I was just like, "Oh yes, people are recognizing."
Yeah, it was a trip.
There's this one part during the song where I mess up on the trumpet, and then you can just see the look of terror on my face.
So, Dolly, I will say this: when I heard the little slip on the trumpet, the first thing I looked for was to see your reaction, because as I've been an artist for I'm 31 now, and I've been an artist since I was like 10, a true artist, actually playing and stuff. And the one thing that people do is when they mess up is they tense up and they freeze and they stop. You did nothing. You did nothing like that. And so, and the look on your dad's face was priceless. When you looked at her and you just smiled, I was like, oh yeah, he knew. He knew. That's awesome though, guys. So, bands and artists like Cousin Boneless, King Strange, Apes of State, Matt Pless, etc., they're slowly like creating this forefront of Americana and folk music, and I feel like you guys are right there with them, especially with Bridge City Sinners. I honestly could I
Those are all the
I could honestly go to a show and expect you guys to be there with Bridge City and stuff like that, and just have the time of my life, because your guys' music and their music, and all the bands that I mentioned, it's very wholesome. Even though sometimes the lyrics are, some people are like, oh, like you said, anti government stuff like that. I don't. That stuff doesn't bother me. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Center's music can be a little unwholesome sometimes.
I love. They're so awesome. I love the amazing range that the Bridge City Sinners have. Yeah. Like, have you heard Clyde and the Mill Tailors? Mm-hmm. Wow! I cannot believe how talented. Like, everyone in King Strang, his album, Sad Boy. Oh, what a fucking goddamn amazing album that is.
Lightning Luke's music?
Jesus!
Oh,
like,
yes.
I can't. Much talent is in that band.
Yeah, the band is extremely talented. And when Libby, I put out a post and I said, all I want for Christmas is an interview with Bridge City Sinners. That's all I said in the post.
Yeah.
And Libby wrote back, and I can't remember exactly what she said. And I mean, my mind blew. I was like, oh my goodness. I was running around the house. So it's awesome though that you guys are you've guys created something like this. The one question that and I know this is probably a question that you get from fans and stuff, is when are we getting another Bearknuckle Honey album?
I would not hold my breath. Yeah, okay. So like, we've definitely written new songs.
New songs?
We got a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I mean, like we just dropped Let's Go Be Sad in a place under my bed. We just dropped our last album in August, and I wish we could have played shows on it, but whatever. Yeah. It'll happen when it happens, I guess. Oh, it's so hard to write music, but we're definitely both trying a lot. We actually play Pokemon more than we. We got action on Pokemon Sword, and it's just fucking so good.
I know. I'm a gamer myself, and right before I was coming on here with you guys, I just finished Injustice 2, and the storyline is so good. So let's see. I have a couple other questions for you before I let you guys go. This one's actually kind of for you, Tony. You're probably around the same age as myself, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm 35.
35. Yeah, see, we're right there with each other. With internet, how do you feel? Do you feel like it's impacted the music scene in a good way, or 50-50, or in a bad way?
Possible. I did not. There's no way. Like, I don't know. Yes, absolutely. I can't. The internet has been so amazing for like building your homies up. Like, it's so. You didn't have like a platform before. I remember when I was in high school, and to promote a show, you actually had physical little fucking flyers. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
That shit was mad fucking inconvenient. Like,
or you had to sell tickets to even play at a show.
Had to fucking sell ticket, pay to play, dude. That shit is insane. And the internet is cut all the way through that. You make a little fucking event page. Hey, check it out, homies. We're playing underneath the fucking freeway in the studio. Be there at 8. Bring warm clothes and boots. You know? And then all be there. And like when one of your friends is playing a show, you hype them up. Be like, dude, you guys need to come to this.
Definitely. And that's the best part about your guys' genre too, is you guys are capable of playing anywhere at any time. And I think that's like the joy of that music too. It's just so free. I think that's what really got me, was how free it makes you feel. And people that are listening, people that are watching on YouTube, it's definitely a mind-blowing experience, whether you're listening to Bearknuckle or Bridge City or anybody. This music sets you free. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's crazy how much love we've received from the folk punk scene. It's amazing with how connected, like, through the internet we all have become. Like, it's cool, like the awesome artists that you get to find. You look around a little bit.
Definitely. And this is something I wanted to say on this podcast. I meant to say it a while back, but people that are listening and watching, again, please do not look at follows. Do not look at anything about bands when it comes to statistics, because statistics lie. Simple as that. This band has like one of the best songs ever written in Sky Village. It's I can't I'm stuttering at it because I can't even explain how good it is. And I feel you guys have 1,000 plays on Spotify.
That's a trip.
And you know, and you guys are so humble about that, and so like, oh, this is, you know, that's awesome. In my opinion, that should have like 4 or 5 more zeros on it, because it's just I just can't even explain how good that song is.
Thanks so much. That has a really cool story behind it too.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Sky Village swap meets an actual place, and like on Saturdays, I take Dolly to work with me. I drive a truck, and we go all the way to Yucca Valley. Like where I am, about 2 hours. It's like an hour, Palm Springs, and it's like in the middle of the desert. And then right next to the store that I deliver to, there's like this big swap meet, the Sky Village swap meet, and it's like the entire desert emptied out their junk drawer into one spot, and it's amazing. There's a cowboy store. It has all sorts of like awesome shit. It looks like Benjamin Todd shops there.
See, and I swap meets are like my playground. Like, I love swap meets or yard sales or anything like that. Even sometimes the internet sales, I don't know. But I'm a really bad collector. If I get my mind set on something, I'm like, oh, I need that. Like, I've bought double neck guitars through swap meets and stuff, and it's like, I don't need it.
Aaron, I want it.
It's like, it needs to be on my wall.
So that's Saturday ritual, and then we had to write a song about it.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is listeners, you don't even have to know that story to hear that story in the song, because you guys did it so well writing it into lyrics that it was like, oh, they're definitely talking about what they do on as like a family, as a connecting time. You know, whether it's Saturdays, like for me, it's Sundays. That's when we get to go.
Yeah.
So that being said, you guys created an amazing album. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show and just explaining, like letting people know who you are, because you guys deserve way more people watching and listening. Because Dolly, your voice, incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Like, Tony, you are an amazing musician. You're multi-talented. It's amazing. And you're teaching your daughter to be just as amazing as you. So to have a band where you're both equally top notch when it comes to musicians, it's great. And you're definitely guiding her in the best way possible. And I applaud you as a father. Like, I look up to you as that, because that's amazing.
Thank you so much. I mean so much, man. Like, thank you.
Very nice.
And that's awesome, you guys. This is kind of like the area of the podcast where I let people know where to find your music.
Oh, you can find us on Apple Music. You can find us on Spotify. I think we're on like Then there's like our Punk with the Camera videos are on YouTube. We haven't put the album on YouTube yet because I'm lazy. I don't either. But I'll figure. Yeah. And you could follow us on Facebook. We have an Instagram page, Bearknuckle Honey.
That's awesome. Thank you guys again so much. I'm going to keep you on. Of course. I'm going to keep you on just a little bit after I press stop on the recording and stuff. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And until next episode, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.